Together we are but first coffee. Susie's just our host, but what matters most is we are a team. Together we are all safe here, and so are you. Among friends and mods we are safe. We talk about trauma, break down drama of life, death, happy or sad, even mad. We discuss it all here. Together we will thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Together we fight cults or fight addictions. If not with experience, with love, and we don't judge. Please understand, this is a safe place to land. Please understand, you're not alone. This is a safe place to land. Together we thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Because we are but first coffee, and Susie welcomes us all here. Together we are but first coffee, and Susie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are actually at Vlogmas number 17. Oh my God. It's like I've been so concentrated just on like, this is number, 3, number 4, number 5, whatever, all the way up to 17 that I literally, I knew, but it's like today, it literally dawned on me that 17 literally means that this is the 17th. And I knew it, but So, yeah, I was a little freaked out whenever I realized that, it is literally almost Christmas. And I always have my shopping done by the 1st of December, usually by the middle of November. I'm not done yet. I've got, I think, 2 more gifts to buy and then I'm done. And it's for the same person. So, oh my goodness. I'm not good at this, and I did a lot of it on Amazon. John calls me the Amazon queen, but it's really easy to just order stuff like that, and I got used to doing it whenever I was really homebound because of chemo and everything, so, anyway, yeah, but now I have Amazon Prime, but I'm, like, trying to order stuff that says that it's going to, like, deliver like the first, like, I don't know, anywhere from like the 9th to the 15th of January. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, cancel, go back. And I try to find the same thing or really close to it, but with a different delivery date. And I'm okay, except for it gets so annoying at the ones that says in stock, deliver January 16th. And I'm like, why? Why? Hey, Mayor. Yeah, you made it. I thought you were going to be late. Bee's here. Heat's here. Yeah. I saw Goot was here. Let's see who else. Let's see here. Jersey Jan's here. Incarnasoul, good to see you. Absolutely. Julia O'Connell is here. I, I like said your name 2 or 3 times today talking to my daughter. I said it right every time. And I don't know why that I think I have to say Julia O'Connell. Why can't I just say Julia? But I do it every time. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. That's like I was talking about a couple of friends of ours that they're married couples, and I was like, okay, so Jamie and I'm like, I can't remember his husband's name. And I absolutely know. I did remember it later. But then there was another couple that I'm like, I remembered his name. Uh-huh. So my daughter just like laughs at me. She's just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I today, like I had to mail off packages and cards. I have so far mailed 96 Christmas cards and 6 packages so far. Not to mention what I had uh, Amazon deliver because Amazon can deliver stuff too. So I had that done too. But the post office is loving me. But yeah, anyway, I got all that done. I wasn't even gonna do a show today because I went and had my eye exam, and they always what do they call that? Dilate them. And so I was just like, I'm not even gonna try, but I can see pretty good, so we're gonna go for it. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's good, staying warm wherever you're at, or cool if you're in Australia. Why is this not okay? There we go. So yeah, it's not very cold here today. I actually wore warm, clothes, and then yeah, it is too late to get delivered soon. I know, but it's just kind of it is crazy. The countdown is already like there. I'm just like, what in the world? Yeah, I the actual mail. I'm I'm kind of I'm afraid that I'm afraid that the ones in Canada, my mods in Canada, that their gifts are gonna probably be late, but I don't know. And then I was trying to ship those, and one of them, well, Steve, Heat My Shorts, I had 3 items in this box for him, none of which were, outlandish items or anything, I didn't think. But anyway, um, 2 of the 3 items were on, like, a nope list for his province. So I'm like, "Well, crap." So I went home and I thought, "Well, I'm just gonna get something delivered to me because it costs an absolute fortune to get Amazon to ship it to there." So I thought, "I'll get something delivered to me really fast and then I'll ship it to him." But I can't even get anything fast to me, and certainly not gonna be able to then when I do get it and turn around and get it to him. So I finally just sent him a gift card to his email, and I'm like, "Man, I was, like, wrapping their gifts pretty and stuff like that," and but he's like, "You don't have to do that." I'm like, "I know, but I wanted to." I really wanted to. I really wanted the pretty wrapping and everything. I know, Julia, I cannot believe it. Oh, I know. Be 8 more sleeps. Ugh. Yeah, Marilee just came in from outside, just needed a sweater. Yeah, that is a lot, Julia. I Oh, yeah, did you see my crown? Ben's not here, so I'm gonna have to wear it again. I did this just specifically for him. So, yeah, I'm just like, "Ugh, Mark's bringing in all the Amazon deliveries." Now I get to sit all weekend and wrap. So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Tonight probably won't be a real long one, but we are talking about kind of actually honoring and gently roasting our grandparents and how they observed Christmas versus how we do it now. Because I mean, let's be honest, a lot of us here in the chat and the replay and me for sure are the grandparents. So, I'm going to talk about tonight and I want you all to join in. I want to talk about like how you remember celebrating Christmas when you were a child, especially if it was, with your grandparents and your parents and all that, versus like how you do it now as either a parent or a grandparent. So it's going to kind of be, it could be parent or grandparent depending on how you how you did it and how you are now kind of a thing. So, I personally did spend some holidays with different ones of my grandparents, but Not all of them. Most of my Christmases, I wasn't with grandparents, but I was always, of course, with my parents. So, yeah, there's that. But I'm just like I've always been kind of envious of the people that got to spend all the Christmases with their parents. So, if Mark gets sat down and everything, I'm gonna ask him questions too. He can join in from the sidelines. So, yeah. Anyway, so tonight again, I have like, different questions and I'll ask them and we can kind of talk about what our experience was as a child with our parents or grandparents, depending on your age, versus now if you have children, parents, grandparents, that kind of thing, or has it even changed as an adult? Like if you're an adult without children that now celebrates with grandparents or something, or do you celebrate with anybody now? Because there's a lot of people that really just, family lives so far, or they're just not close, and so not everybody celebrates with family. Do you have, like for Thanksgiving, a lot of people did friendsgiving and stuff like that. So like, do you do things with friends and all that? So we just want to see how you celebrate Christmas. I'm nosy. I tell you all that all the time. So, anyway, the one I want to start off with was when you were a child. Okay, so think back. For some of you, that's a long ways. It is for me. So, when you were a child, how did you celebrate Christmas? Were there rules? Like, like if you were at your grandparents' house, were there rules about how you celebrated? You know, could you were you not allowed to touch the tree? Were you not allowed to shake the gifts? Did everybody have fuzzy socks or, family pajamas? So I want to know how you celebrated then, how you celebrate now. I want to know all those things. Do any of you do family pajamas or Christmas pajamas in general? And I just want to know. I'm nosy. We're gonna have to talk about it. So anyway, when I was a kid, I'll talk a little bit while y'all, please. I'm begging you, please, somebody comment. Just kidding, but kind of. So, when I was a kid, it was always with my parents, and there weren't really any rules other than, I mean, we touched the tree, I guess, because there was always candy canes on it, and so I was in particular, really going for the candy canes. I love them, and I love like peppermint and all that. That's like my favorite scent. It's like my favorite, like I love it. I love peppermint. So anyway, we were not allowed to shake the gifts. Mark over he just I don't know if y'all can hear him, but he's already done the huh. Yeah. He to this day will shake the gifts. There and tell me what it is. And he also will, like, when he was a kid, he used to untape them and look inside, and he would even look at what his sisters were getting. That's how nosy he is. If y'all think I'm nosy, that man over there is worse than me. They said you opened theirs. He's saying he didn't, but did he? I don't know. I should start a poll. If I knew how, I would start a poll. How many people put a one in the chat, y'all, if you think that Mark opened his sister's packages? Because I think he did. I'm gonna put me a one in the chat. Because you could hold it over their heads what they were getting. Probably get them to pay you or something. I don't know why this is not working. Hold on. Okay, I posted something and it's not showing up. My chat is locked up at the moment. So if y'all are chatting and I am not seeing it, then that's why. Yeah, see. Okay, so some people have said something. Let's see here. Oh, see, there was people saying stuff and my chat was really locked up. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Da, da, da. Okay, well, that's where I was at. Okay, so now there's quite a few comments since I could see it. Okay. Goot Juice says that the USPS has been very slow here lately. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I don't know if whenever I buy from Amazon, if they already know how slow that the post office is, because they're already as soon as and what pisses me off is when I order something knowing that it's gonna get here in, like, 2 days or 4 days or whatever, right? And then later on when they do the confirmation, it says, like, 2 weeks, and I'm just like, "Nope," and I go and cancel. So, I can just see I don't know how that works on the credit card, but it's probably like, "She made a charge, nope, took it back. Made a charge, nope, took it back." So, maybe it just hasn't went through yet, and so they're it might take a little bit before they actually put it on there. Because if not, ugh, it's amazing. Oh, now you wanna know what would okay, I'll tell you because he's not getting it now. You wanna know what wouldn't fly in Ontario for Steve? Okay, ready? Honey, like a hot honey, and coffee. Yeah, I was sending him coffee and hot honey and something else. Well, I can say that too because he's not getting that either. I was sending him a bright yellow fluorescent beanie, and the beanie would go, but the coffee and the honey wouldn't go, so I brought that home and sent him a gift card in his email. Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah, this is a good idea. I've really thought about that. Mark's mom does this. She uses, um, fabric gift bags. Yeah. Have you seen I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a Japanese thing where they wrap the gifts in fabric and, like, you don't use any tape or, anything like that. I think you can use, like, ribbon, that kinda thing, but no tape or anything. I just think that would be so cool. Like, ah, it would be a great thing for somebody, like, if they just have an overabundance of fabric that they need to do something with, just, like, cut it with pinking shears, if nothing else, so that the edges are cute if you did see them. So, ah, yeah, it is really hard to get everything wrapped in time. Yeah, it is. Oh, hi. Hi, Misha. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, she's just saying hi to everybody. My eyes aren't working right still because, they dilated them today. So I'm still having problems after my eye surgery. Um, this left eye is pretty much perfect. I mean, it's great. They're thrilled with it. The right eye, which is the first one that they did and was the worst, had the worst cataracts. Um, they said that there's some scar tissue and that there's a little bit of swelling or something, which the swelling could be my Hashimoto's. We don't know. So I was supposed to have an appointment with the doctor, and I thought it was my surgeon, but it wasn't. It was actually the same doctor I was at today. Can't ever remember his last name, but his first name's Connor. And he's a sweetheart. I love him. I truly do. But anyway, he is so thorough. I mean, he has ran like seriously, they only got paid like $300 to do all my aftercare, and he like runs every test. I am on every machine in that building every time I go. I am usually there for like a couple hours. It is crazy. They have more than earned their money. But yeah, so I was supposed to have an appointment with him on the 5th of January, but he went ahead and ran the tests that he was gonna run on the 5th, and now I go back to him on the 14th, but then he's also sending a deal to my surgeon that says, "You need to check on her eyes because there's no infection, no nothing, she's done everything right, and she can't see very good out of that one eye." So, yeah, this one's like 20/20, the left is. The right is like 20/50. So, yeah. Mark said they're gonna call me Curtis, our son-in-law. He just has one eye. I mean, you can't he's got it, but he's blind in that eye from an accident. Was it a BB gun? Yeah, it was literally a BB gun, y'all. Like that movie, which is amazing. I mean, I hate that it happened, but it's kind of amazingly funny that Mark is obsessed with that movie, and then his son-in-law actually got his eye shot out with a BB gun. So, yeah, hello, hello, hello. Okay. Oh god, I'm afraid I saw something and I thought, "Oh lord, there's no telling what she said." Yep, that's what she said. Marilee says, "Well, my grandparents were a-holes, so they didn't factor in to our nightmare Christmas." Well, maybe that's better. That I'm telling you, we need to have her on because she needs her own channel. Like, she could just tell stories of her life. Because 'cause I'm serious, she has got a bazillion of them, and they're all awesome. Yes, welcome to everybody who is just joining. Heat says, "My most memorable Christmas for me were the ones at grandma and grandpa's house." Aw, you'll have to tell us what you did. I gotta know what you did. When I would be at my grandparents' house, it was just fun, or actually, it was generally that they were at our house because they lived in Kentucky and we lived in California, and so they would actually come to California and stay with us because the weather was so much nicer, and that way we didn't have to drive to Kentucky, and they could be gone longer because they were retired, and so, we couldn't have taken off, like, a month, and they could. So, yeah, they could wait out the weather if they needed to, they could, whatever they needed to do. But I just remember it just being just so happy and fun, and I don't even, like, remember all the gifts and everything. I just remember, grandma, like, literally, we would, like, go to bed, and she would bring us in mugs of hot chocolate, and we would sit there and tell Christmas stories and everything with the hot chocolate, and, we would drink that because at the time, we were all in the same room, especially then because even whenever by then I had gotten my own room, I gave up my room when my grandparents were there so that they could have a bed, and then, I went into the room with my brother and sister. They were still little. So, which so was I actually. You always feel like you're grown even when you're a kid. But yeah, I remember the hot chocolate. I remember my grandpa always, like, now see, he always had like a piece, like one of those, just a single peppermint candies wrapped up, But at Christmas, he would have those little bitty candy canes, and no matter what you did, he would have one in his shirt pocket, and he'd be, "Now where is this? Where is my pen?" I can't his pen sticking out of his pocket because he had one of those pocket protectors with the pins. Does anybody still do that? But he did. He had, like, a pocket protector with the pins, but he'd be like, "Where's no, not that one. What's that one?" And he would pull out a candy cane, or he would, like, reach behind our ear, "What's that? What have you got on your ear?" And he would pull out a candy cane, those little bitty ones. So, ours were more stuff like that. They got us gifts. We had breakfast after we opened gifts. We usually opened gifts at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, a lot of it was because my dad, like, we would get up at 6 and open gifts because my dad had to go get on a horse and go, check the cattle and everything. Um, Even on Christmas, it was no days off on that job. So that's why we would do that. And then we would have breakfast. And then as soon as dad ate, mom usually made his into some kind of a sandwich. So, like, if we had, bacon and eggs and all that, she would put his on toast and put it in some, aluminum foil so that he could take it, and then once he got, saddled up and out with the cattle and everything, he'd be riding along, eating a sandwich, and sometimes some of us would go with him, some of my brother always did, but sometimes I would go and, So sometimes we spent a lot of Christmas on horseback. But yeah, let me see. I'm gonna go down through here. That's most of mine that I actually remember with my grandparents. And like I was telling you about with my dad's dad, if we would come to Oklahoma, we would all gather. And let me tell you, when all of my dad's family gathers up, there's a lot because there was 7 of those kids. And then you figured, so the 7 of them, plus they were all married, plus they all had somewhere between 2 and 8 kids each. And so it was all of that, plus other aunts and uncles, like my grandpa's sisters that were there, and any of their family that wanted to come. I mean, it was like wall to wall people just all over the floor, everything, and Santa would come, which was my dad. And yeah, I just remember it just always the fun. I remember that the men would all get 1 pair of socks because he would buy, like, a bag of socks, and he would give a pair of socks to all of the men, and then all of the women would get a bowl. Like, he would buy sets of bowls, and he'd open those up and give each one a bowl, and so, like, if you were kinda newly married, you were probably gonna get the smaller bowl. They'd be like mixing bowls or something, and I don't know, it was just so crazy. I think my mom, at least I'm pretty sure it's probably still up there. She's still, unless she might have given it to somebody, but she still had her bowl. It was one of those metal mixing bowls, and I mean, um, you figure that was sometime probably 50 years ago that she got those, and then I don't know. I remember all the kids getting stuff, but he would give all the kids stuff, but it literally was, like, probably $1 or something each. And then, there was all that Christmas candy and nuts he would give us all. My grandpa would give us all, um, Christmas candy, all those weird shaped ones, and that I never liked any of them. But he would give us all that and the nuts that are still in the shells and everything. So that was my dad's dad, and my dad's mom had passed already. And then my mom's mom was the one, and dad was the ones that would come visit us. Now, I did get to spend one Christmas as an adult with my biological dad, but that was the year that he passed. He passed on New Year's Eve. So I was there for Christmas and then went home the day after Christmas and then flew back the day after that. And then he passed on New Year's Eve. And so I don't know really what his family's Christmases were like much, but that one was pretty much like everything I always like what we do now, so I'm sure that, him and mom made their traditions when they were married, and mom took them with her, I guess, and he took them with him too. So, mm, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Jan, I'm so sorry you don't have good memories of your grandparents. Yeah. It's sad. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Let's see what this one is. Susie? Julia says, my grandfather on my mom's side did not like Christmas. We gave his gifts outside of his bedroom. He was a Grinch. Oh boy. That's not fun, is it? That's sad. But sometimes there are reasons. Sometimes there's not, but sometimes there really are reasons why people are like that. And honestly, some of the really older generations, now some of them are just old fuddy-duddies, as my grandma used to call them. But some of them have seen and lived through a lot. And I mean, I get it. I really do. Now, some people's just, like Marilee's, some people just a-holes, right? But some of them, there are reasons. B says, my favorite Christmas was decades ago, walking Graham home just up the road while the biggest snowflakes snowflakes gently fell, and she held my hand. Oh, yeah. Gosh. I remember, like, because we had, our house was huge growing up. I've told y'all we lived in what at one point was considered a mansion. It's not, but it was, Frank Phillips' first mansion. Not bragging, just saying that the house was big. But it was made for entertaining, it was not made for families, and it was just weird. But, like, literally the den, or I don't remember what we called it, but anyway, it's like we didn't call it the family room, I don't think. Maybe we called it the family room, I don't know, but where we had trees in the living room and the whatever this was. But anyway, they were huge because, I mean, the room was huge. And so if you put, like, a little tree in there, it dwarfed it. And so, I mean, we would have 12-foot trees. You had to have a ladder to put the star or the angel. We had an angel, but to put whatever on the top, you had to have a ladder. I mean, and my dad was like 6'4", 6'5", and like he was like, I can't believe I can't tall. I mean, the tree was twice as tall as him almost. It was huge. And it was something. Now the one in our living room was never as big, but the ceiling wasn't as tall in there. But the one in the I call it a den now, but I don't think that's what we called it. But anyway, that one was huge. But whenever they would have parties and everything for all the people on the ranch, that's where they would go. Was they in that room, and then up around to where the bathroom was at was about as far into the house as they got. They didn't get into like our what I always thought of as like our private living areas. But as foreman, dad had to do some of that, so he had to do some of the smoozing. Yes, B, that is a lovely memory. When I was reading it, I just was thinking about how many times I have walked, not in snow, maybe once, but walked holding my grandma's hand, and I could almost feel her hand when I read what you said. Misha says, my kiddos are busy living their lives since I haven't celebrated holidays for a while now. Thankfully, though, I get to make memories with the village, my chosen family. Speaking of which, y'all, I will be on with the village on Christmas Day at 7 p.m. Central. So please make plans to be there. I'm really loving all this. I'm loving it. My favorite Christmas was with my grandmother's last Christmas. It was a white Christmas. Oh, we haven't I haven't had too many white Christmases in my life. I mean, I live in Oklahoma and we get snow, but it seems like it's more like February, isn't it? Like January, February that we. Mark just said Christmas Day here is supposed to be in the high 70s. I really had a cute outfit planned, and it's not a high 70s kind of outfit, but oh well. So let's see. Whoops. Okay. Encarnasol says, my grandmother lived downstairs. We didn't open gifts until she came up, and we were all there. Yeah. We could open our stockings early. Yeah, we always got to get our stockings before everything else, and that's what we did with our daughters too, was we let them have their stockings, but they couldn't open gifts until we were there. So, yeah. So they would just come in on our bed and jump up and down. Now remember, these are teenagers. I mean, they started out little, okay, but by the time Mark and I were married, they were like Megan was what, like 14, and Katie would have been 10. So from there on, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, they are jumping up on our bed. And then, we had Lucas was here, which is our foreign exchange student son that we still consider our son. And so anyway, one Christmas he was here and we had all three of them. Like, I thought maybe they would act, a little more mature, because by then, Katie being the youngest and Lucas being the same age were juniors. And so, yeah, you would have thought that we wouldn't have had 3 teenagers jumping up and down on our bed like, "Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up." Ugh, there's no end to I see a whole lot of ones. They think that you opened your sister's packages. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. 'Cause you're nosy. He's so full of it. Marilee says our granddaughters that we share a house with get PJs on Christmas Eve from a special elf. The next door neighbors sneak up on the back porch. Oh, that's so cute. That's cute. Now, when my kids were growing up, we always got them, I mean, till they moved out, until they got married and moved out. We always got them cute pajamas. And we would always let them open one package on Christmas Eve, but I had to pick it. And I'd be like, "Let me see. I don't know. Should I let them open this one? No, not that one. Maybe this one." It was always the pajamas. And they fell for it like, 18 years. Silly people. Oh, now Marilee, she's got a whole bunch of ones. She really thinks. She's B says, "Fess up, Mark." Incarnasol says, "I have to figure out what I can do for the village based on my schedule this year." My they're saying bah humbug. My daughter and I were talking about it, what I'm gonna do, and I'm thinking that she might come on with me. So, Kim, it's good to see you. I don't recognize that name, but it is good to see you. She even says one. Oh, wow. Last Christmas, we spent in Alberta and we all got matching PJs. I think that's so cute. I usually lately have tried to get Mark and I matching PJs, but I didn't do it this year, so I'm gonna hope we can find the ones from last year. He's over there going, "Yes." He doesn't like it. He just wants to put on like maybe a pair of sweats. And he's one of these people, I kid you not, like he gets out of bed and he gets dressed and he's like wide awake. And then when he comes home, he stays in his clothes pretty much till he's ready to go to bed. Then he changes clothes and he goes to bed. Me, I don't care if I walk in the door at 1 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night. It don't matter when I come in. Off come the regular clothes, on go some sort of leisure wear. Now today, because a lot of times when I'm doing these shows, y'all, I might have on regular clothes on the top, but don't be kidding yourselves. I've probably got on pajama pants or sweats or leggings or something comfortable. I do have on leggings today, and they are the ones that have the what is it they call the fleece on the inside, and they are so soft and warm. I am like, oh my god, these are great. I need to get Mark a pair of jeans that have it on the inside because he's always cold outside. So let's see here. Yeah, this will be like the first Christmas in a while that we're not leaving. We usually leave around the 26th, 27th, somewhere in there, and go to Hawaii or somewhere, always somewhere. So we're not. But I'm seriously gonna check the weather forecast and try to talk him into going to like Eureka Springs or Branson or something. He's making a snarly face, but I bet I can talk him into it. I bet I can. I just want to go somewhere. I just want to like go like even for just like a long weekend. I just want to go do something that's relaxing and I don't know. I guess it's cuz we always do. So I kind of feel lost that we're not doing anything. Wicked says anytime that you are able to in Carniso will be appreciated always, but spending time with the fam is what we want you to do most of all. We'll be here to hear the stories you share. Absolutely. I'm really hoping my daughter will come on with me. She's been talking about coming on to these Vlogmas videos, but she hasn't made it yet. But she's been having she has Hashimoto's, but she also has lupus, and so she's been in some kind of a flare. Do what? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Well, she can be at her house and I can be here, and we'll just, you know. Mm. So, okay, I don't know what he's saying. Ben's here. I don't know what you're saying thank you for. For my oh, you like my headband? I wore this just for you. Oh, yeah. Heat my shorts says, "Yeah, those are both illegal here." Mhm. Well, you were gonna get coffee and you were gonna get hot honey. I don't know. They would not let me mail it, which I'm glad I owned up to it because if now listen, I wrapped any of my mods except for the ones that went by, through um, Amazon. Now I had those put in gift bags, but any of my mods that I mailed stuff to, they're wrapped. Okay, so if they're unwrapped, that would be, a customs thing. They might unwrap them because I asked them. I said, which I had looked it up and it said that I could wrap them, and I'm like, okay. So then I asked the lady at the post office today, and she said, yeah, she said every once in a while they'll open something, but they try to not just do it all the time because they can X-ray things. So, but only if things look, sketchy. Like me at the airport, I'm the one that always gets patted down. I mean, like a very aggressive one. I don't even tell them to like take me to a room anymore. I'm just like, go ahead, whatever. Especially like at Tulsa, there's a man there that hates me. I don't know why. I must look like his ex-wife or something. I don't know. Because every single time we go, like, we were there was it the I think it was the last time, one of the last times we flew, and I was like, "I'm gonna make it this time." I did not wear pants that had any kind of bling on them. It doesn't even have a zipper or a button. I'm I'm good, right? I'm golden. Yeah, it was last Christmas, around Christmas. So, anyway, um, I thought, "I got it. I got this." So, I'm walking up there, and I see him, and he's staring at me. And I just kind of, act normal. They say, don't make ugly faces, but don't be like, "Hi," and smile and everything either. So I'm just like looking around like I don't even really recognize that he's looking at me and staring at me. And then he tells this woman, he goes, "That one right there." I'm like, they're gonna do it again. And he never does it. He has to get a woman to do it. But it's ugh. Yeah, I'm sorry that other stuff wouldn't send either. Maybe you can order some from Amazon. Think it was like Mike's Hot Honey or something, and some of that well, you can't get the coffee from it because I was sending you some of that manatee coffee that Mischief got me. Yeah, it's not in every place. Okay, so B says, "Honey and coffee? Wow." My daughter-in-law brought coffee to Canada from Honduras. Yeah, they said that it's certain provinces, not all of them. In fact, well, I can't say that. Okay. So in fact, I did send coffee to somebody else in Canada along with some other stuff and mentioned it on the declared ticket for, mentioned it. I mean, I was honest. So somebody else is getting coffee, but Steve's not, bless his heart. It's just crazy because she was like, "That's so weird. Didn't you just do coffee to that to somebody else?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she looked back and she goes, "Yeah, it's on here." And they took it. Yeah, the fabric is beautiful. It's often done in a scarf. Yeah. It is absolutely beautiful. I love that when they wrap them. So, yeah, I love fabric around gifts, Julia. I do too. You're going to put an eye out. Yep, Marilee. He really did. I can't remember, did he do it or did somebody shoot him? His brother shot him. I got shot in the face with a BB gun right here. I think. I'm gonna just try to smile. So I don't remember. But if y'all see me smile and my mouth, like my lip is crooked on my smile, I can't remember now and I can't feel the scar. But my brother shot me. He said, "You better shut up or I'm gonna shoot you." And I said some not nice words. So, I mean, we were young, but I've always been a little bit of a potty mouth and it got me in a lot of trouble when I was a kid. But anyway, so I said some not nice words and just kept talking and going, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" Yeah. And he's like 4 years younger than me, and he just like with that little BB gun and pow and shot me. I can't remember, but yeah, it like embedded there. My dad like got tweezers and pulled it out. Do you think he got a spanking? No, he didn't. And thus the reason he acts the way he does now. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy. He's just we don't get along. But yeah. But the doctor I went to the doctor at a later point, not for that, but anyway, and I was like, and my brother shot me in the mouth with a BB gun and the doctor like looked at it and he said that it like where it had happened, he could see the scar and it hit some kind of nerve probably and my smile's been crooked ever since. So little bit of information that you didn't ask for. Oh, Julia says we go to midnight mass. Mom has given this up now. Aw. I've never I mean, I'm not Catholic, but the Baptist church that I used to go to started doing some kind of a midnight service, but I mean, that was after I quit going there. I don't know if they still do it because they don't talk to me. Yeah. But But anyway, I've always, like, wondered, did you all I mean, I know that you were Methodist, so that they didn't have, like, any kind of a midnight mass or anything? Never went? I don't know what they do at a midnight mass, like, I'm really like, sometimes it's like, because 'cause we're at Mark's parents' on New Year's Eve, but we're done way before midnight. But, man, there's been a couple times that I've just wanted to kinda hang around and go with his sister and brother-in-law. Like, if it just wasn't if midnight mass just wasn't at midnight. Can we go, like, midnight mass at 6 o'clock in the evening or something? But but I just think it sounds so great. Whenever I gave up my room for my grandmother, it looked like a pharmacy exploded when she left. I could remember, y'all, always and not just at Christmas, this is just in general, I can remember my grandparents, and especially my grandma, I mean, she had asthma and she had emphysema. She ended up, dying of congestive heart failure, but anyway, like, she literally took, like, 12 different kinds of medicine, there was all these bottles, and she kept it in, like, I mean, it was a case for medicine, but it kinda looked like those, soft lunch boxes that you can get now, kinda look like that, and I can just remember I know, Mark's over there coughing going, "Ahem," but that's where I'm going with this. I'm just have to give him a camera, he is just like he's as much on this show as I am, but anyway, I just remember being like, "Man, I hope whenever I'm old as dirt that I don't have to" yeah, old as dirt, y'all. I hope when I'm old as dirt that I don't have to take all that medicine. Do you know how many medicines I take every night now? 8. 8 medicines every night. 4 every morning. At 8 every night. I'm like and that's not counting allergy medicine, vitamins, this crap b pump up my nose to keep me from snoring. I mean, it doesn't count any over the counter, Tylenol, anything like that. 4 every morning, 8 every night, and I'm sitting there thinking, "Damn, I'm officially old as dirt." Ugh. He says we would usually spend the night at my grandparents' place. All of the aunts and uncles and cousins would be there. Big, beautiful tree, snacks all day, huge dinner, and lots of laughs. And do you know what he didn't mention? that I think is the most he didn't mention the gifts. So, we worry so much about the gifts, right? And yet I don't know if y'all know, but Steve, he's a kid, he's not very old, he's like I could be his mom, and which is, it's like, wow. I still can't believe I'm the mom of my daughters, much less if I start looking at other people that I could be their mom. But so anyway, I'm always amazed that people that they don't remember the gifts. I mean, they might remember like my kids, they remember the year they got the cell phones. They remember the big stuff, but they don't remember all the gifts and opening the gifts, and that's not important to them anymore. And honestly, I've been talking to my grandkids, and it doesn't even seem like it's all that important to them now, which is kind of lovely, I think. And so a good thing because they're not getting that much this year. There's just I said, y'all gonna either you can either have a big Christmas or you can have a big family. You can't have a big family and a big Christmas. They just kept having kids. So Ugh. Marilee says my granny would phone one of her sons, say she, say she wasn't feeling well, then drop the phone on the floor. Then she'd put flour on her face to make her look pale and wait for dad or uncle to rescue her. Oh no. Oh my gosh, bless your heart. That's crazy. Uh, I'm not laughing at you as much as I'm laughing with you. It's like, oh, I trust me. I've got some family. I really do. Like Mark remembers like one of our first like public, you know, outings, like, family things was we went to one of my cousins had died. And the absolute spectacle that his wife made. It was awful. It was absolutely awful, and I was so mad, and I'm just sitting there trying not to freaking go up there and pull her bald. She was, like, flirting with guys. I mean, there's a whole story to it that I'm there's just some stuff. But anyway, she was flirting, and so I'm sitting on one row, and my equally mouthy cousin, Goldie, is sitting right in front of me. And Goalie is turning around and looking at me, and we are just like sitting staring at each other and then looking off at her and then looking back at each other like we might have to hurt somebody, you know. This might not go down well. It's it there can you just see the cops pulling up at a funeral cuz mm, we would have the majority of our family on my mom's side at my grandparents' house, and we would have a huge family gathering. Julia, that just sounds amazing. It really does. Yeah, it does sound nice, doesn't it, Jan? Oh, please. Ben. I haven't actually had time to I'm gonna be honest here. I have not had the time yet. I got home from the doctor too late, but I have not and my eyes weren't working when I got here, which you should have seen me trying to fill out the forms for to ship stuff when I couldn't see. My daughter was like, "Give me the pen." So, I would just tell her the information and she'd write it down. But, yeah. So I don't know that you've been, righteous and all that, but I'm just gonna say that from past experience, I'm thinking you're full of poopies. Oh, you didn't make any today, but yeah, that's what I figured. Because I kept thinking I don't remember seeing him when I did glance into the chat, the mod chat. So yeah, Ben is my What do you call yourself? A trod. A troll and a mod at the same time, which I told my daughter about that today too, and she laughed. So, we try to go the next year to my dad's family's house. I love that. Me and my grandma used to watch General Hospital together. Oh, Julia, really? Me and my grandma did too. We watched Young and the Restless and General Hospital. And me and my mom, when I got up, older, we watched Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, and this show called Another World. I loved it, and it went off. That was my favorite. Now, what did I miss? Wait, did that have Rick Springfield back in the 80s? I missed something, I'm sure, or my brain is not braining, or he's making random comments because you never know. It could be any of those things. I could have missed something, my brain not be might not be braining, or he's just making random comments. I would love, absolutely love, to be able, I mean, I know that this is not, like, that isn't how it works, but pretend for a minute. Like, you can go and they have those, what are those called? Mark, my brain's not where you can look out far away, like they're mounted, those things, and you can look off. Huh? Well, yeah, like a telescope. I'm talking about the ones that are mounted or anything. But anyway, a telescope. But anyway, so I would like to be able to like use that and like somehow like look in Ben's ear and into his brain and see how it works. I mean, I know that that's not how it works. You know, I'm blonde, but I'm not that blonde. So, oh man, Anthony Geary passed. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but wasn't. Yeah, that made sense, right? But wasn't I think Rick Springfield was in General Hospital for a while. Oh, I loved that Tony Geary or Anthony Geary. I loved him. I didn't like that one storyline where he. Oh, now I've just missed something else. Carrot pudding. Is that like real pudding or is that one of those English things that is really a cake? Like yeah, here's the best one. Oh my. Ooh, prune pudding? No. Yes. Yes. It is like a traditional British pudding, more like fruitcake and oh so delicious. Yeah. I'm gonna let Mayor have I should have sent her a fruitcake from here because she would see what the fruitcake is like here and she'd be like, oh, no wonder that you always go, ugh, because it's bad here. I don't know what it's like there, but it has to be so much better than it is here because nobody really here likes it. It's like you could take it, it's like clunk clunk, it's hard, it's awful. It weighs like 10 pounds. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're gonna talk about my crown? I did that for you, Ben, just for you. In fact in fact, I actually bought this one, which is just a cute little frosty hat, right? With little fur on the sides. I saw it, off I went, right? My daughter comes at me and says, "Look at this. You gotta get it. It's cute." And I'm like, and she goes, cause, and I'm like, yeah, I know, cause. Mm. Ooh, meat flavored bubble gum? No, thank you. Julia says we open our stockings first. Oh, wow. Yeah. daughter's house had a blizzard today. It will definitely be a white Christmas in Alberta. That'd be so pretty. I had to change my sweatshirt today because giving my dog a bath. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to anymore. The dog's now it's a groomer situation. Yeah. Cat lick Susie. But oh yeah. Julia says she has to take vitamins and her blood pressure medicine in the morning. Well, I take 8 at night, 4 in the morning. Mm. John is here. He's late. He was at work late. It makes you laugh too. That is like the best story. Okay, like the best. And I mean, and it's a grandma story. I cannot imagine calling, dropping the phone, and putting flour on your face to make you look pale. That's freaking hilarious. We're gonna have to know all the details on that. Ugh. Ben is the adopted brother that we don't talk about at parties. Yeah. Y'all, we pick on him, but yeah, he gets he deserves it. Yes. Rick Springfield was on General Hospital. I could never like when he would be on stage, I could never get past knowing that it was Rick Springfield. You know, like I knew. Like it was never the character, it was always him. And there was that other I can't remember the other guy's name that I had like a big crush on. I think he's maybe Australian, which would totally fit. Marilee says carrot pudding has raisins, currants, shredded carrots, shredded potatoes. Sounds weird, but it's delicious. Plus flour, cinnamon, and other tasty ingredients. Oops. I don't know. I'd probably try it. I don't like anything. I'm gonna see if I got any more questions on here. So we've kind of talked about some foods and all that too. But while y'all are, talking, if you can think of anything that your grandma had at Christmas that was weird or that, you're just like, why? My grandma, I don't remember if there was something else in it, but I know that she had peas and she would have mayonnaise in it. And I don't know what else there was, but I remember seeing the peas and the mayonnaise and being like, I'm out. I'm out. So I now keep in mind that this as a child, I thought that mayonnaise was for men and mustard was for women and that sandwich spread that you can get was like for rich people. That anybody could eat that if you were rich and could afford to buy it. So, yeah, I would be like, "We can't eat that. It's got mayonnaise in it. That's for men." Yeah, I was gonna say, Jan, what did you do? Oh, on my Jewish holidays, we would get my grandmother from the nursing home and then get her to cook for us. Come on, Granny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. When I was married to my first husband, his they called her Granny. And y'all, I mean, she she had my ex-husband's mom when she was almost 50, like 48 or so. And so she was always old, like for my ex-husband, he doesn't remember Granny ever not being old. And so anyway, they lived alone lived in their own home for a while, but then when they got older, I mean, like, in their late 80s, we moved them to a nursing home, and I went over there all the time, like, I mean, every week I was over there at least once, sometimes twice, and we would go get her, me and my mom and whichever kids were still, were like Megan when she was still young enough that she wasn't in school. And we would go and Katie, because Katie was like a baby for a while. But anyway, so we would go get her, or like on a Saturday or something when school was out. And we would go get her and we would take her out of the nursing home and take her Christmas shopping. Now, which was a load. I mean, it was, oh gosh, I mean, the woman could barely walk. I mean, she had a walker, but she would not get in a wheelchair. And so, I mean, we would only go to like Walmart or Kmart or something, but she wanted to go Christmas shopping. So we would take her Christmas shopping. And then we would go to this one little restaurant. It was called Po' Boys. And we always went there because she loved it. It was like home cooking kind of thing. And so anyway, I will never forget that the first time we took her in there, she sat down and I mean, y'all, sometimes when she was sitting in the back seat of my car, you couldn't see her, or you could see like, the top of her head out the window. She was just a little bitty person to begin with. And then, she shrunk and she was humped over and everything. But anyway, so she's sitting at the table, and I guarantee the table's like here. We really needed to get her a booster seat, but she was wide in the hips, not chubby at all, but just wide, built stocky. So she couldn't fit in a booster seat, or I would have put her ass in one. But anyway, so she's like right here. And when it came time she'd looked that menu over and over, looked it over and over. And so when it was her time to order, she said, I want a chicken leg and half a biscuit. And I was like, she'll take a whole biscuit. Because the little waiter was like, huh? I'm like, she wants a chicken leg and a biscuit. And then like she would like not even eat the whole chicken leg or the whole biscuit. Like she was, I mean, she just didn't eat much at that point. Now I will say she did eat an awful lot of the saltine crackers that were on the table before the food arrived, and she'd put butter on them. And anyway, so she ate that, but then she would like try to take this. She would wrap it up in a paper towel or a napkin, paper napkin, and stuff the rest of that chicken and biscuit in her pocket. And then we'd get her back to the nursing home, and I would see her, and she would slip that chicken leg and biscuit. Now this was after Grandpa had died, and so you know we would when he was alive, we took him a meal back. He didn't want to go, but anyway, so while I'm getting all of her Christmas stuff, which was like 4 or 5 things, she would try to slip that. She'd sneak it. We didn't want me to see that she was sneaking that chicken leg and biscuit back into the little drawer. And I would catch her and I'd be like, Granny, when are you going to eat that? I'll just eat it here directly. And I'm like, okay. Well, I came back the next day and that chicken leg was still in that drawer. And I'm like, getting that chicken leg out. I said, you're going to kill yourself with some kind of salmonella or something. Ugh. Anyway. Oh boy, I missed something up here. I got to quit talking so I can. Yeah. Oops. What the heck? Come on. That'll be the title of Susie's biography. Mayonnaise is for men, mustard is for women. Yeah. And I always wanted mayonnaise, but I thought it was for men because, we'd be making sandwiches for the men and they'd all say mayonnaise. Yeah, and we didn't do Miracle Whip. That was, I mean, we never did that. That's what Mark likes, but we never did that until later. But I mean, my dad, I don't even know if I don't remember ever even hearing about Miracle Whip when we were in California. I know they had it out here. I'm sure they had it in California, but we didn't have it, but they had it out in Oklahoma. But so anyway, but yeah, I mean, we would just make the sandwiches, and because Dad had mayonnaise on his, we just fixed all the Cowboy sandwiches just like we made Dad's. So it was all mayonnaise. And then my mom ate mustard. And so I thought, well, men must eat mayonnaise. And I was not necessarily the brightest kid. I was book smart, but kinda, yeah. Yeah, I would like to have a shrimp po' boy too. Yeah, I would too. Ooh, yeah. B says, "Sound like my gram lived through the depression, made pies out of bacon grease." I don't know if I'd want pies out of bacon grease. Ben says, "I gotta brush up on the food lore. I am completely ignorant what makes a sandwich a po' boy." Well, that was just like it was supposed to be like poor boy, but they said po' boy. But yeah, I like a po' boy sandwich. It's like a kinda like a sub sandwich. That's what it is, like a submarine sandwich. I agree, John. Screw Miracle Whip. I don't like it. I just it's too sweet or something. So, yeah, not my thing. Oh, Julia loves Miracle Whip. Mark does too. I don't. Uh, oh, a meat pie, yeah. Maybe that. Yeah, I like those I like a good meat pie. The, my brain just went absolutely never mind. I'll think of it. I was trying to think of what festival it was that we'd go to, and they'd have those meat pies. Like a kolache festival. I used to love to go to that, and they would make meat pies. Oh my god, they were so good. Yeah, did anybody get, like, that hard Christmas candy and those nuts that are still in the shells? Did any of y'all get that in your stockings, or did you get, like, good candy? 'Cause, yeah, when I was a kid and honestly an adult, when my mom would make us our stockings, it always had, like, an apple, an orange, that hard Christmas candy, and nuts. Yeah, the little ribbons, they're like red, white, and blue, and they're or red, white, and blue, red and green, red, white, and green, and they're shaped like a ribbon. Those and other things. There was green ones and all kinds of stuff. Ugh. Ooh. Pasties are huge here in Michigan. It's a meat pie and a flaky pastry dough, so good. What is that kolache festival? What are those people? Somebody knows. Who makes kolaches? Yeah. It's a meat pie. They're so good. It was the I know. This is one of these things that I absolutely know. B says, "Oh yeah, nuts in the darn shell, ribbon candy and jelly things." Yeah. Yuck. I know. I'm like, I think the parents must have liked them and they just bought the candy they wanted or something, but I don't even think they ate it. And they would shame you. You got that candy in your stocking and you haven't even eaten it, and yet you want, you know. Marilee says pasties are what exotic dancers wear. See what I get? Try having a mod chat with Marilee and Ben. Yeah. And B. Pasties are stripper nippy riders. Yeah. Kind of interesting that John likes his pasties. Yeah, we're gonna have to start picking on John too. We just can't just pick on Ben. Okay, let's see what else I've got on here. Okay. I thought there was some up here. Nope, that's oh, here we go. Is there anything which I know we've covered some of that, but is there anything I don't necessarily like I want to say anything that you miss about your Christmases with your grandparents, but I don't mean your grandparents because most of us, except for Marilee, probably miss our grandparents. Is there anything about what they did at Christmas or how Christmas was with them that you miss? For me, it's just the joy, just the absolute joy. That was the only Christmases when they were there that we didn't have to make the mad dash over to get the Christmas presents off of layaway and mad dash home so Santa could get there. So my grandma would already have us in bed. We'd already had our hot chocolate and heard the Christmas story and no telling how many other books that we would talk her into. So yeah, I mean obviously that, but it I just miss the joy of it, just the simple joy. It was very simple, and yet we looked so forward to it. Yeah. Yeah, Julia says, "I miss the food, the time we would have with, just full of love." Absolutely. I'm like, I want my grandkids to look back and remember that, things that they I want them to remember stuff with us, and I don't want it to be that, "Oh, she got me a cool, this or that." I mean, like, last year, I think it was that we got the boys their gaming chairs, got more than that, but we bought them both was it last year? I think it was. We bought them both gaming chairs. I mean, because these kids, they have to have these special chairs, and it's, like, got this wraparound thing, and it's a whole thing. And so, um we got those and other things, and I mean, yeah, sure. It's fine if they remember that we got them those things, but when 20 years from now, I don't want them to think, "Man, grandma, she was grandma and grandpa was pretty good on the gifts." I want them to think about the love and just the joy of it, and, I mean, other than Veta and then the 2, Katie's 2, um, mine are all teenagers now, so they're not as easy to snuggle. I was sitting there talking to Megan today and I said, just like the last few days, I have just wanted to get a big old hug from Ashton. And Ashton is really a lot like me in that he's not much of a hugger. And so, but I'm like going, I just want to hug him. But he's looking like, don't hug me. Don't hug me. Because he's really, I mean, he would if I went like, come here. He would hug me. But I remember when he was little and he would like sit on our lap and I would get a hug. And oh my gosh, it was just so sweet. And Connor was just, I mean, Connor's like 6'5" now or something. He's huge. I mean, not big, but he's skinny, but he's, tall. Everybody in my family's tall but me and Mark and Veta. But well, and Katie, she's not tall, but anyway. But I mean, like, my immediate family, my, like, parents, grandparents, my grandma was short, but everybody else was tall. My brothers, all of them, they're all tall, except for me. Even my sister was tall. I mean, she was 5'10", which is pretty tall for a female. My mom was 5'9", and I'm somewhere between 5'5" and 5'6", so depends. So, I always say 5'6", but sometimes I'm not quite there. So, but yeah, let's see here. Marilee says, "Been there called peelers." Don't know. Oh, so many comments. Can't choose one. Okay, now I do not know what he is talking about here. Haven't seen the top of many yeah, I haven't. I have not seen the top of many fridges. I do have a step stool that I can get up there. But yeah, but my whole family, my growing up, I was like the shrimp. And they never let me live it down. My brother was over 6 foot tall when he was 12, and I don't know. They just everybody grew and I just kinda stayed there. I don't know, but I'm like the exact same size everywhere, like my body, my height, everything, like I'm shaped like and the same height and everything like one of my aunts, my on my real dad's side, my birth dad's side. And then the other aunt is which she may be slimmer now, she's getting older, so she may be because everybody but me gets thinner when they get older, seems like. But the other one is slimmer, but I am, like, the same height as her too, so I guess I got it more from that side, and I look just like my grandmother from that side, and she actually died on my 1st birthday, so sad. I'll have to get the pictures and show because, like, I was looking through pictures on Ancestry because I was doing this whole Ancestry thing for a while, and I need to get back to it. But anyway, I was like, "How'd they get that picture of me? Is that one of those" like, I thought it was one of those old time pictures, and I was like, I've done that, but not in that getup." And I looked, and it was my grandmother on her wedding day. And it was my face. It was just so crazy. Joy is 4'9". I figured you were tiny. I don't know. I've only ever seen you from like the chest up, but I'm like, I think she's tiny. She looks tiny. B's 5'3". That's little too. Yeah, you absolutely. You hadn't seen have you can you see inside the freezer on your refrigerator or is it one of the bottom ones where you could see? 'Cause yeah. Wow, John says, "My mom was 6 foot and I am 6'7". I guarantee my grandson is gonna top that. His dad is what, 6 his his sperm donor. They were married and everything, but I mean, he lost all rights. So, anyway, he was 6'7" or 6'8". He said 6'8", but I don't know. It was one of those, like, "But are you?" I mean, seriously, an inch. Daddy was a runt of the litter at 5'8". I'm just like, "Wow." Marilee says, "John, my side of the family are a bunch of shorties. Hubby's side are tall. Both granddaughters are already taller than me, and they are 14 and 12." Girls grow fast, though. The 14-year-old might not grow anymore. She might stay wherever she's at. I haven't grown since I was 13, I think, height-wise. I haven't got any taller. Of course, I've grown wide-wise because I was like a freaking toothpick at 13 and thought I was fat. But I look back at the pictures now and I thought, there is not an ounce of fat anywhere on that body. Like, where did I think I was fat? Okay, Ben. I'm just gonna put up all his comments because they're all like, I'm just trying to show y'all what we deal with. So I'm not saying I am a great looking guy, but I would make a horrendously ugly grandmother. Hey, Gary, I am glad you popped in. Can you email me your mailing address? I have not been able to find the actual um, address book that your address and a couple of others are in, but I was going to sit down and email you tonight. But since you popped in, if you would just please email me your mailing address, I would appreciate it very, very much. Yeah, I like it when Gary pops in. Oh, yeah, I think the 14-year-old is going to keep growing for several years, and the 12-year-old is already taller than her sister. Thank you, Gary. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And, what is it? I know I'm squinting, y'all, because it's because of my eyes today. The eye doctor, I was like, "You're gonna do that again?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Gonna do it again." Mm. Pete says, "I'm not sure how tall I am. Definitely taller than my dog, though." Well, I hope. 'Cause, I mean, even I know she's not, but even if she was a Great Dane, I mean, standing up, yeah, you probably wouldn't be as tall as a Great Dane. I don't know, you might be tall, I don't know how tall you are. But, yeah, but I don't think that yeah, I think you're gonna, especially now, be taller than your puppy. Ugh, so, anyway. Well, guys, I'm gonna go. We've actually gone over an hour. I didn't think we'd make it an hour, but I just love these conversations. I love it. It's my favorite kind of lives to do. So, yeah, if you all want a Christmas card, make sure and get me that address, and I will send you a hand painted Christmas card by me. And anyway, I'm gonna mail one more time. Huh? He said by New Year's. I'm gonna mail them. I even brought some stamps home so that I can like stamp them and mail them at the same time without actually having to go to the post office. Yeah, I thought it was fun too, B. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for Vlogmas 18. Gosh, I just can't believe it. Okay, love you guys. Thanks so much for joining us and see you tomorrow.
Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't want to miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't want to miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons.